Yeah, I'll be 23 back on the town property case, and I'll be 76 to the claim through that address. See if I can find the address. Give me a card for parking problem. You go with that 43 you had, I didn't hear it, but I had jump like we did.
What's up, YouTube? This your boy Ron G, and I've been showing a lot of crazy heat on the internet as lately. If you haven't seen some of my past videos, I have been showing samples in and out of my videos. And if you haven't seen them, you might just want to go back and look or subscribe to my Instagram, Physical Nightmare 23. I generally show a lot of my kicks there early. But I have got tons of DMs, and because I've been showing these shoes on live, and I really just want to show you guys on video some of the samples I've been showing as of lately, or some of the, I would say, 1990s heat on video, so you can see what I'm talking about, and probably just get a better glimpse into it instead of me kind of just showing you a quick flash. So without further ado, let's get into the first shoe. So let's get into the shoe. This is the 1993-92, around that era, Air Raid limited edition, Europe release only. This shoe was only seen on Air Raid posters back in the days. And what makes this shoe so rare is the fact that in the 90s, they did not do limited edition stuff, okay? Shoes were generally all general release, nothing kind of sold out like that, especially in the 90s. Air Raids kind of went to outlet malls and stuff like that, and they sat on the shelf. First, let's get into the box. The shoe, absolutely amazing in my opinion. You see we still have the original tissue paper limited edition. This shoe, I've only seen one human being with an actual pair on the internet. It was Shuzam. I know if y'all heard of Shuzam before. He's somebody with a lot of rare kicks, and he had these, I think, listed way like in 2003 or something, and he sold them for $650. But this is crazy. This is my size, well, size 13, size 12. I wear around that area, and what makes it just insane is the US release of the limited edition. This brown was on the toe box right here, and the rest of the shoe was black. But this is so rare. Not to mention that in the 90s, they didn't actually have any type of Europe release you could get in America, because it just wasn't a lot of custom ships and stuff like that. Unless they probably had a lot of fake shoes going on back in the days, but they didn't look good as they look today. The shoe is extremely rare, and one of the shoes I've been showing in my past videos, okay? Let's get into the next shoe. Bam! 1993 DS Shacks. This is the Shaq 1s, the pumps. This is crazy, man. Shoe's been sitting up for a long time. As you see with any older pair of pumps, for some odd reason this is just gonna melt. I don't know why. I want to pump these shoes up so bad.
You're stupid.
I really want to pump them up real bad, but the thing about it is I'm scared to pump the shoe up, okay? Still have the original hang tag, of course. It's just crazy to have a pair of these in my collection. I got the carbon fiber still intact. This shoe is definitely gonna be the most popular Shaq shoe. Lord forbid anything happens to these players like Kobe and stuff, but when they do, these shoes skyrocket through the moon. Or a documentary or something, they go through the moon. Peep this out while I set them down for a second. We still have the original box, okay, from the 90s. And what I think is the coolest thing about this is I still have the pamphlet, okay. It's unheard of, bro. I don't know anybody with their pair from '93 still with the pamphlets, with the pump pamphlets on the inside, man. This is pretty much unheard of. I think these shoes in this condition and the original box and everything probably sell for maybe roughly around $1,000 or so. These Air Raids, I don't know, man. Maybe about 300, 400, something around that range. They aren't DS, but they're pretty close to it. Let's move on to the next shoe. Boom! This is one of my favorite shoes. When this shoe came out, this is the general release. This is actually the Hyperposits. This was the first colorway that I seen. Well, actually, it might have been the second colorway. I remember seeing the orange Stoudemire PE editions. I have those also. But what makes this shoe so rare is that fact it's a one-of-one look-see sample. This is the general release. Let me show you the difference between general release and look-see samples. Look-see samples, basically, I'm going to show you a couple of them. They put them on the table, and when they put the shoe on the table, all the designers, Rod Schaffner, Laura Ferret, you know, what's her name, Medic, Christy Medic. There's so many different designers for Nike, okay? Why, just that. And they sit around and see what they like and what they don't like, right? So on these, as you can see on the general release, they have 4 pods, okay? On the look-see samples, there are 2 pods right here, and the other difference is the fact that the tongue has Hyperposit on it. Now this is crazy. This is what makes this shoe so rare. Back in this time, they kept putting freaking dates. I don't know if you remember the Hyper Dunks and all that. They kept putting dates on tongues, which was insanely stupid, right? Because you don't want to show people the year of your shoes, especially if you're wearing this 2012 and 2020. It just doesn't look right, but it is what it is. So they put the 2012 on this one-of-one pair, and thank God they set it on the table and said, we don't like it, we're gonna go with this pair right here. So as you can see in the inside, and you probably can't see too well, there's sample there, and the tag has LKS in it, sample. LKS is a look-see sample. So this is one of the pairs that I love, one of the samples in my collection of many samples I own. This is one that I find dear to my heart because I love the model shoe, I love the colorway. It's just one of my favorite shoes in my collection. Moving on, this shoe, once again, these shoes, Lord forbid something happens to these people, but when it does, these samples absolutely skyrocket through the moon. My Kobe samples that I had showed in the past, I'm not gonna lie, when Kobe initially passed, rest in peace Kobe, I did not sell any of my Kobe shoes. I did not sell them. What happened was, I had a lot of people hit me up off my YouTube video about the Kobe samples. One crazy collector in, I think I gotta look back at it, I don't know if he was in China, Tokyo, Japan, somewhere in Southeast Asia out there. He asked me could I sell him the shoe. He showed me his collection. His collection was featured, I think, on I don't know if it was featured on old YouTube video on that black guy that used to do videos. I forgot his name. But anyhow, I'm forgetting all his information. He actually offered me a pretty good deal, and this was months and months and months after Kobe's death. So I took the deal, and actually I gifted him one of my other Kobe samples because he paid a pretty good price for the snakeskin Kobe samples that I had. Look-see samples, one-of-one. So those are gone. Those are not in my collection anymore. I wish I kind of would have kept them, but the price was just too good to let go. So when you look at this shoe, this is the Roy Jones Jr. Look-see sample. The thing about this sample, as you can see in the inside, I'll see if I can show it to you. Up in there. Hopefully I can put up some pics also. Roy, this is once again, they set these shoes on the table. That this one almost made it in production. When I say almost, it's almost the exact general release shoe. Now these shoes are rare in itself, so a look-see sample is just even crazier. He did not, or somebody did not like the exposed white leather wrapping around the top. So on the general release, this is going over, okay? Besides that, this material is a little different, okay, than the general release. But the colorway, everything else, it's the same. The stitching is the same. Even the embossed RJ on the side is the same as the general release. So this is definitely going to be a pair, Lord forbid something happens to these guys or anything in life, you know what I mean? But they skyrocket through the moon for any reason, a documentary or anything. So this is pretty crazy, but it's not really one I really care about because I really don't like the model of this shoe. Boom! This shoe is ridiculous. This is also a look-see sample, as you can see on the back. Let me tell you a little bit history about this shoe. Okay, this shoe was originally designed, was going to be a Dora Becker Patience modeled shoe. Okay, what happened is through the process, the kids are really involved in the making of the shoe. This kid got extremely sick, but they did survive. But the problem was, upon entering into the hospital, a kid really loved this model shoe, and I think that version was pink. I kind of forget all the story, but might have been pink or yellow. But anyhow, they said that they were going to let her make a model shoe on these. The process did not go well with her going through the surgeries and everything. They couldn't keep her involved, so they had to pass on the opportunity. Well, the designers wanted to give her something special anyway. There are two. There's this side. There's one pair of these in existence. There's the right shoe, there's the left shoe. The left shoe I've seen, it's like the whole thing is wood, right? Because her dad liked to engrave wood and do all these things with wood, and she liked to watch her dad do it, so they engraved the whole shoe like a piece of wood, okay? The right shoe, all right, the right shoe was later, I don't know if it was auctioned off or something, but it did leave Nike presence. I had the tag ripped off, as you see through it ripped off. I don't have the tag anymore, and I can't find the freaking tags. Y'all seen some of my shoes come with the look-see tags and all this stuff from Nike. I cannot find the tag, which is kind of annoying. I really want to find it. It'll probably pop up one day. But let's get back to the story. Basically, all the designers signed their name on the shoe, and as you can see, pencil marks right here. You could also see pencil marks in here. They signed their name, all the designers. And like I said, one of my favorites is Laura Ferret, of course, Christy Medic, and I think this is Tinker Hatfield's signature right here. I am not sure, but it looks like it. All right, I really don't know all these people. Kimberly, something Briggs, you know what I'm saying? But they're all Nike designers, okay? They signed a shoe, and then they brought somebody in to engrave the signatures in the freaking shoe. So dope. Got Nita on the tongue. Insanely dope, man. This is really cool. Now this is one of my favorites. I'm probably gonna end up giving this away one day, maybe doing I don't know, something, maybe doing a live or something. I'm probably gonna end up giving these away. They're very special. Definitely a shoe you won't see, and but you know, it is what it is. It's gonna be special for somebody else also, so stay tuned. A lot of times I do give away samples. This shoe, I have two pairs of 1996 OG Columbias. I wear the OG Columbia sometimes, the sneaker events. Some people can note that they've caught me. I think Snatching Souls was at a sneaker event where I wore one of my 1996 Columbias. What makes this shoe so awesome is the fact that I had a friend, okay, that took his son, and he had ended up getting, like, well, he was a much older guy than me, and at the time I think I was working for the movie theater, and he knew I was big into Jordans, and I had a pair of 1996 Columbias, and he ended up taking them to the flight club because he had his son go to the flight club. I don't know where it was. Might have been, I don't know, in North Carolina where it was in '96. but of course Jordan was doing the signatures, and boom, he got my shoe signed. All right, now Crazy Ron ended up wearing these shoes. I ended up wearing these shoes, showing off at a gym called Ketchum's down here, Jimmy Swagger, and like an idiot, you know, of course the shoe got wrinkled. I'm always trying to be the guy who's standing out a little bit, and this was kind of stupid. But of course these shoes were worn a little bit before anyhow, so you know they're gonna bend right there and kind of rip through. But the signature's always faded a little bit. It's still on there, you can see it. Michael Jordan signature. I have 4 Michael Jordan signature shoes. Do I have 3? Nope, I'm lying. I have 3. Some 4s and I think 9s, the Flint 9s, I believe. But I bought those 2 on eBay at the time. So how it may be, this one to me is a little bit more special than the rest because the soles are ripped off on the other one. They are on my Instagram. If you want to see them, it's Physical Nightmare 23. But this to me is probably, I don't know, it's maybe in my top 15, top 20 shoes I own. Maybe top 20 shoes that I own. But yeah. Let's get into the next shoe. So I've got this question quite a bit. What is the most rarest shoe in your collection, in your opinion? A lot of people would say my Seattle 11 Look-See samples are the most rare shoe in my collection. I don't really think so, okay? Because it was produced way after this next shoe I'm about to show you. And in honorary of the Michael Jordan documentary series, The Last Dance, I would like to present to you one of the greatest failures of the NBA, Sir Charles Barkley. This, my friend, is a one-of-one 1996 Look-See sample from Indonesia. And as you can see, my friends, this changed the whole demographic of what they call Charles Barkley. As you can look, and I'll picture on the screen, when this shoe produced, they did not have the straps, these cutouts right here with these straps coming out to catch the laces. Okay? As you can also see, they changed his entire logo. That's just crazy. His signature logo. This was going to be his original signature logo. Now, this is the most important part. If you Google CB4 on the internet, this shoe will come up minus the straps, the general release version, probably a white pair. And guess what it'll be missing? This 3 right here. It'll say CB4. But if you look closely, this 3 is connected to this, like to make it a B. But when they released this, I guess the designers would have said it wouldn't have made sense because now you have 2 3s in front of the 4. So it would have been CB 334. Right. So this is what the designers said they do. They removed the 3 and then it was supposed to be CB 34s. Just like the previous version, CB 34s. Okay? Now, hold on. We're going to finish the story. This is, they call these the Big Force, a Big Force. That was supposed to be the initial name of the shoe. Nobody called it that. And I don't think they named it that shoe in the ending. As you can see, my pair is definitely coming apart, okay? But let's get back to it. They removed the 3, so when people looked at it, they called it CB4, but they didn't understand that this 3 was actually a part of the B to make it CB34, which was 34 was Charles Barkley's number. This is insane. This is the only shoe in the history of Nike where they would have totally screwed up Charles Barkley signature logo. This is incredible. You're never gonna see this pair unless it's on my channel because this shoe will always be with me unless I get real generous and just toss them out to somebody. But it's a Look-See sample, like I said once again. It's incredible, man. It's simply incredible. I'd like to tell you guys, there's a lot of YouTubers on here, and just because they're not your Kais or or just because they're not a Cephalo or Tony or a Bull or the rest of the big YouTubers that made it, there are other YouTubers over here with a lot of heat. So just do some research and you'll see probably a quite bit of few people like myself who have items you've never seen before. So I encourage you guys to go out there, do some research, and just see the history of Nike, things you've never seen before. If you have any questions, hit me up, Physical Nightmare 23 on Instagram. It's a good place to subscribe to, man. I talk to everybody. I'll answer questions. I know people who do some legit checks. I help you out if I have the shoe, if I can get the shoe for you, whatever the case may be, guys, because that's what the sneaker culture is all about, not just buying hype kits. So you saw one of the rarest shoes in my entire collection. I'm going to post this to Instagram, probably post it before this. I never showed this shoe before. I never knew people were interested in samples, but lately a lot of people have become interested. So I appreciate you guys. Until the next video, peace.